Hey, how's it going? I was going to sit down and do some reading, but I figured before I turn in, I would go ahead and make a little quick video. So, recently I went to one of it's like an all men's, church retreat. I'd never been to one, so I figured I would check it out. Went out there, had a nice time. It was good. Definitely different than like a traditional like Sunday or Wednesday service. Covered some topics you wouldn't normally see there. They covered one that you definitely don't hear, at least I don't, a lot in church, which is pornography, right? It's kind of a tough subject to bring up at Sunday at 11 o'clock. But it was nice that they brought it up. It's literally one of the worst things we have in society. It pollutes your mind, trains you to, objectify people as sexual objects, essentially. That's it, right? They're just there to be defiled. It literally pollutes your mind. And you don't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. Like I said, I went 43 years as a just normal person, had no idea. And, revelations recently. But yeah, I fell into the same trap, right? I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought it was fine. But, part of the awakening process and figuring out who I actually am, it came up and I started to notice it. And then, I realized like how screwed up my head was. Because I was like anybody else, right? You're at the gym, you're working out, you're shopping for groceries, whatever. Male, female comes by, tight, form fitting clothing, they walk by, and you don't even think about it. Like in your mind, you're already like, making connections, thinking of things. You might ogle them a little bit, you're side eyeing them as they go by. You're like, oh, that person looks really great, What are you thinking of? So it's terrible. And it literally programs your mind to think of other people like that. It's literally just sexual objects. Not children of God, right? Not people created with dreams and aspirations and things like that and a wonderful life ahead of them. No. It's just like, yeah, that's that. Look at that piece of meat. It's beautiful. Buns, boobs, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So it's horrible. And it's socially acceptable. It's free. It's everywhere. No one really sees anything wrong with it, but I tell you, if you ever try to fix your mind to where you don't like stare at men and women and think of them like sexually and have thoughts in your mind, because I hate to tell you, but God knows everything you're thinking. It doesn't matter if you say it. He knows exactly what you're thinking. And it was quite strange and scary when I figured that out. That was part of the awakening process. Every single thought in my head was known and then would be, you know, I basically get signals back from nature and the world and everything around me. But yeah, everything that you think of in your mind is known by God. You can't hide anything. It doesn't matter if you don't go up and talk to the person, if you don't say anything, if you're not whistling at them. It doesn't matter. He already knows what you're thinking. So you can not do anything audibly or visually. It doesn't matter. It's in your head. And if you watch crap like that, you can't even stop it because you're programming your mind depending on how much you're watching it. Just don't watch it at all because obviously you're watching it for a reason, right? You're going to do that. You're probably going to go masturbate, whatever. But yeah, it's literally poisoning your mind. And it'll be impossible for you to go to a gym and have someone like form-fitting clothing go walk by you. It's impossible. You literally can't control your mind. You're going to think about either sex or what it would be like to be with that person. You're going to ogle them. You're going to stare at them. You're going to make comments to your friends. And it seems normal. And it is. Like, 43 years it took me to figure it out. So I did the same crap. I did it. And it was the hardest thing ever, reprogramming my mind to not do that. So you see someone at the gym, you see someone at the laundromat, whatever. You see people out there, they're attractive, and you don't look at them, right? You're polite. You look them in the eyes. Hey, how's it going? Hey, hello, goodbye. That's it. That's it. It's a stranger. It doesn't really matter. You're polite, of course, but you're not sitting there like looking them up and down. Oh, yeah, they're looking good. You're not whistling at people. You're not having all kinds of bad thoughts in your mind, right? And then, honestly, like a lot of people are there in relationships. You've got a wife, you got a girlfriend, whatever, and you see some strange person you don't even know. Well, what are you thinking about? You're literally lusting after someone else that's not your partner in your mind, whether you say anything or do anything, it doesn't matter. You're lusting in your mind over some stranger you don't even know, or a friend, or an acquaintance, or a work buddy, whatever. And it's because you've programmed your mind. You literally stare at boobs and butts and whatever, abs, I don't care. But your mind's programmed and you'll never get it because you live in it, right? Just like I did. I lived in it. I never thought anything of that. I thought it was totally normal. And then obviously, as I was awakened, I realized that's definitely not good, right? It's lust. So you're not supposed to lust after people. But I was doing it. I didn't even think about it. It just seemed totally normal. Because porn is there. It's free. Like, you're bored, whatever. But you don't realize what it does to you. And then not only that, like, porn is something that it almost gets like escalatory. Like, you start off probably when you're a young kid, you might see it or whatever, and you do what you do. But then after a while, if you get habitual about it and you're watching it more often and more often, typically people like escalate and you get into more like freaky, weird stuff and almost like simulated rape. I mean, it's quite scary. And it's everywhere. And I guarantee in all the high schools, middle schools, whatever, like, I'm sure kids talk about it. It's socially acceptable, just like alcohol, oddly enough. One of the other worst things we have in society. Totally terrible. You're not going to make any good decisions on it. I know. Trust me, I know. I've made plenty of bad decisions on alcohol. So I speak from experience. But it's just like that. It's in society. It's totally acceptable. Everyone knows about it. Like, it doesn't even matter. And it destroys you. Like, alcohol is not going to do anything positive for you, ever. You're not going to make any great decisions on it. It's not going to happen. It's literally a poison that you put in your body, and your body knows it. So you start to urinate like right away because your body's trying to push it out because it's poison. It's the same thing with pornography, but pornography is actually worse because you don't get a hangover. You feel good, right? You watch it, you do what you do to yourself, you feel good, right? And then you come back for more the next day or the next week, and it escalates, and you get into creepy stuff, and it doesn't matter. It's all bad because it's going to pollute your mind, and you're never going to be able to literally walk by a woman or man that you think is attractive, whatever, and just look them in the eyes. It's going to be impossible. You're going to be like looking up and down. You're turning around. You're trying to see what's going on once they walk by. Your mind is shot, and you don't even realize it. And you won't until you try to literally go throughout. Just do it. Try to go throughout your week. Don't stare at anybody. Like, don't just look them up and down and, oh, that person looks great. Don't do anything in your mind. You walk by someone, it's a human being. It's a child of God. You look at them in the eyes. Hey, how you doing? You walk by. That's it. You're not thinking about it. You're going about your day. You're moving on. You try to do that, and you'll realize how difficult that is in today's society, where it's all about objectifying women, right? Skimpy clothes, whatever. It's objectifying women. It's sexualized. So just try it. Try to go around for a week or even a day or two. You'll see how hard it is to not think anything. It doesn't matter what you say. Just don't even think anything sexual. Walk by someone. That's it. Look them in the eyes. Keep moving. And you'll see how difficult it is. And if you're watching porn, I would guess it'll be almost impossible for you to do it. Because it took me, I think it took 2 months of working on it to finally get it to where I can just not even look at people, not like that, right? You're polite. But you're not looking at them like a sexual object, which is completely different than everything in this society tells you to do. So it's really scary. And I'm rambling a bit, but that's okay. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on for a quick second and tell you that. And then, not only that, if you look at the ages of some of these people in these films, I'm sure they try to make them look younger, but they look extremely young. Back from when I used to watch it, that's what I remember is they looked really young. So it's quite creepy. And it kind of teaches you to want younger partners, way too young for you, which is very, very creepy. So, yeah, it's terrible. Socially acceptable. It's everywhere. If you're doing it, stop. Because it's polluting your mind. And you won't realize it until you try to stop. And go for a week. And when you walk by someone, look them in the eyes. Don't let your eyes wander, because once they do, you're going to start having thoughts, and those thoughts can lead to actions, and then you get real big problems. And you're also, in your mind, you're cheating on your partner. With whoever that other person is, where you're having those thoughts, which you probably can't control, to be quite honest, because you've been programmed. But either way, you're literally lusting on someone else who's not your partner, which is quite problematic and could cause you serious problems in your relationship. So, I mean, that's why lust is a sin. It's going to hurt you. So you have to avoid it. But, like I said, I screwed up for many years of my life. I didn't realize it. I finally figured it out. Now I'm good. But it took some work to like reprogram your mind to see people as actually children of God and not like sexual objects. So if you want, give it a try. You'll find it's quite difficult. If you're watching porn, stop, because it's terrible for you and it'll destroy your mind. All right. Have a good day.